Let's do a full face of new makeup releases. Starting off with the Kosas Dream Beam. This is an SPF makeup base. I do think it's been out in the US for a little while, but it literally just released in the UK quite recently. I tried it for the first time the other day. I do really like it. I like the way that makeup sits on top of it generally. However, you'll see in a second that it's just not quite the right shade for me. And they only have 2 shades of it. And I think if you're going to make any kind of tinted SPF product, even if it's not for adding coverage, you have to make it accessible to multiple skin tones. Only having 2 shades of something just isn't inclusive enough in my opinion. So as you can see, it's just slightly too orange on me. I think for the summer it will work, but overall I do really like the way it makes my skin look. Next is the Milk Hydro Drip Skin Tint. Haven't tried this with the Kosas base yet, so I'm not sure how these 2 products will work together, but in general I have absolutely been loving this Milk Skin Tint. It's just one of those products that no matter what brush you use or how you apply it, it just sits on the skin really smoothly and adds more coverage than I would have expected for a skin tint. And I'm using this in the shade 2, by the way. The only thing I will say is that their shade range is very strange online. It looks very different in person than online. I had to go back and return this for another shade. So if you can go and test this in store, I would recommend doing that. This is how those 2 products are looking up close. I do think they look really nice. I wouldn't necessarily choose to use them together because they're both like relatively thick formulas. I would potentially choose to use a slightly lighter foundation with this. Kosas have been busy in the UK. The next product is the Revealer Concealer Under Eye Brightener. So obviously the Revealer Concealer themselves isn't new, but they released new shades of these in color correcting shades. So I've got this in the shade Magic, which is the lightest one. And it is a pink shade. I've always really struggled with pink color correctors under my eyes because I have quite a lot of hollowness naturally under my eyes rather than dark circles. Certain types of pink color correctors can definitely exaggerate that. However, this one, I really found it to make quite a huge difference under my eye. I don't know if it's the particular tone of pink or what specifically it is that works about this one versus other pink color correctors. And I don't know if it comes across as well over camera, but for me in person, there is a really big difference there. It's obviously not going to reduce the look of the hollowness, but it definitely doesn't exaggerate it. Would I use this every day? Probably not, because I don't know if my dark circles are enough of an insecurity for me that I would need a color corrector, but I am impressed that this does work for me when most don't. The color corrector is obviously the same formula as their Revealer Concealer, which I'm going to layer on top, and I absolutely love this original formula as well. It's genuinely so nice and easy to blend, and it's really good for dry skin. For contour slash bronzer, it's the new Rare Beauty contour. In case you haven't seen, there was some controversy about this product that it doesn't really make sense why it's called a contour, because a lot of pale skin content creators and stuff have come on and said it definitely is more of a bronzer shade on them. And when I first applied this, I thought, oh, that'll definitely be a contour on me. I'm quite pale, but I'm sort of neutral slash warm olive leaning in my undertone. But this product is so weird because it looks much cooler when it's placed on the face like this, but as soon as you start blending it out, you'll start to see it becomes much warmer. There seems to be some sort of pigments released where it just looks a lot warmer on the face. Like this wouldn't necessarily work as a contour on me. That said, really the only issue I have with this product is the name. I think if they just called it bronzer or a bronzer or a bronzer slash contour, anything that didn't specify that it was only meant to be a contour, they could have done much better with the marketing, because this is a beautiful product. As you can see, it blends out so easily. It also is pale skin friendly because it's not too pigmented. I really love this product. I literally just don't think they should have called it a contour. For blush, it's the Glow Recipe Flush Drops. This is the shade Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewy Flush Tinted Serum. They've, in their marketing, made a whole point about the fact that this definitely isn't a blush. It's a flush because it's like 100% skincare or whatever it is, which I do appreciate. However, I do think that a lot of makeup products these days have so much skincare in. It's not particularly necessary, and also I think if it's going to tint your cheeks in a blush shade, then it is a blush. You can market it as much as you want, but it's a blush. Anyway, I really like this blush slash flush. It is absolutely beautiful. As you can see, it blends out really nicely, and again, it's very pale skin friendly because it shears out really beautifully and it just leaves such a nice finish on the cheeks. I really do think that this makes your cheeks look really plump, and because it's 100% skincare based, you'd think that it wouldn't last very long or that it would be like any other skincare and like absorb into the skin, but it really does last all day. I did a whole wear test with this and I've worn it multiple times since. I really like this. The only thing I will say, I wish they had a few more shades. I don't believe I have any newly released setting powders, so I'm just going to use this Pat McGrath one. For brows, I'm going to use this new Maybelline Super Fluff. I believe I have this in the shade Blonde, although it actually doesn't say that anywhere on the packaging. I did not think I was going to like this. I thought this was going to be one of those like TikTok shop scams. This is genuinely one of the easiest tinted brow gels that I've ever used. It's just really hard to go wrong with. Like, it's maybe a little bit too subtle to be honest, but that is not usually the complaint I have. Usually all of these tinted brow gels on sparse and quite light colored eyebrows, they just look like way too much, or they imprint on your skin really easily. Whereas this one really does eyebrows, just tint them very, very lightly. It doesn't add a whole lot of volume like the Glossier Boy Brow, hence why the Glossier Boy Brow is still my favourite one, because personally I do still want a little bit of extra volume in there because, as I said, my eyebrows are quite sparse. However, if I want something for a no makeup day, or if I've already got product on underneath and I don't want a brow gel that's going to overpower that, I will pick this up. Overall, I do like this a lot more than I thought I would. It won't become my favourite brow gel ever, but it is really nice. I don't have any other eye products, so I'm just going to go straight into mascara, and this is the Benefit Bad Girl Bounce Mascara. They've done such good marketing on this because this has gone really viral, and I don't really understand why. It is not a bad mascara in terms of the way it makes your lashes look, although it's definitely not the best mascara I've ever used either. Like, it doesn't really curl your lashes upwards, but as you can see, it's not bad at all. My eyelashes do look quite pretty. They look quite pretty, but this does not last on me. In fact, I don't think I've tried a single Benefit mascara that lasts on me, because not a single one of them is tubing, and if you're not familiar with tubing mascara, very quickly, it's just a different formula of mascara that wraps your lashes in the product rather than coating them. I don't really know the science behind it, to be honest, but tubing mascaras are the only mascaras that don't smudge on me. So not only is it not particularly special in the way it makes your lashes look, but it also just doesn't last. And I would love to see Benefit come out with a tubing mascara, because as I said, they do such amazing mascaras. Their Real used to be my favorite ever before I discovered what tubing mascara ever was. So why haven't they come out with a tubing mascara? This would be like their best selling product ever, in my opinion. And then lastly, lips, I have two lip products. First is the reformulated Refy Lip Liners. This is their Lip Sculpt. It came out ages ago and everyone was absolutely obsessed with it. It's one of the first sort of TikTok viral products, and it used to have that sort of gunky end to it that you would coat over the lip liner that supposedly made it last longer, and then someone found out that that gunk had something like poisonous in it or something, so they had to recall everything, and they reformulated it, which, you know, fair enough to them for actually reformulating stuff. But when they reformulated it, they also brought out new shades, because their other shade range just didn't do that much for me. But this shade, Oat, this is a brand new shade. It is actually one of the best shades of lip liner for my skin tone that I have tried so far. And that is saying a lot, because I have tried so many lip liners thinking that they were going to suit me, and they just didn't. And if I was to come up with something absolutely perfect that was my #1 dream shade ever, this still wouldn't be it. But compared to basically any other lip liner I've tried, this has hit the mark. I won't say it's the creamiest lip liner ever to apply, because the formula is quite stiff. However, I think it's a thicker formula because it genuinely does last all day, and it is transfer proof, at least on the kiss test. I'll do one now, and I do not do pathetic kiss tests. Let's do a real one. So as you can see, I pressed quite hard and there is absolutely nothing on my hand, or maybe like a very, very slight line here, but compared to basically any other lip products I've tried, it's very impressive. And I did a whole day wear test on this in my actual review, and it truly does last all day. And then last but not least, of course, there's something new from Made by Mitchell, because when is there ever not something new from Made by Mitchell? This is the Lip Sync Matte Lip Cream. This is the shade Stars in Your Eyes. And I try so hard not to fall for the Made by Mitchell marketing. I will say they're good at it, even though I know that they're basically fast fashion in a makeup brand. But the shades of this really did intrigue me. So I actually also really like the formula of this product. Again, it's very, very long lasting, and it is matte, but it doesn't feel dry, and it doesn't like fully dry down on your lips to that point that a lot of liquid lipsticks do, where it feels really uncomfortable, or it feels like your lips are really sort of dry and tight. So I didn't find this shade to actually be the perfect nude shade that I was looking for. However, it's still a nice shade, but I probably will go and buy this in some of the other shades because I do really like the formula. It's definitely not really like any lip products I've tried before, and it just feels so much more moisturizing than other matte liquid lipsticks, but keeps that idea of actually lasting for way longer than normal lipsticks do. So every now and then Made by Mitchell can come out with a gem, and I do think this is one of them. So that is my full face of new makeup. Overall, I actually think everything looks really nice. Let me know what you think of all of these products, which ones you want to see me try next, and thanks for watching.